Hi, welcome back. Brenda Byers-Im with Prosper in All Things. Hey, I want to take a minute and congratulate you for taking your time right now to watch the first of these 3 videos and on the tool set that you can apply to bring radical transformation in your life. Do you know there's a scripture that says, be transformed. And I know we all want transformation. It says, be transformed, and then it tells you how. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Did you know that your thoughts, those thoughts, the predominant thought states that you hold on to, have a dramatic effect on the fruit that you produce in your life? In fact, I believe that's why Scripture tells us to be careful what we fix our mind on. Paul in the New Testament says, whatsoever is good and lovely and pure, you know what, if it's happy, if it's high vibration, he says, fix your mind on these things. Well, there's a reason. Do you know that's Scripture, but now science has actually developed whole new realms of science because this has implications for every area in your life. Financially, do you know that your financial state that you're in right now is a direct result of the thoughts and the beliefs that you've been holding up until this point about money? You see, I experienced that. Not knowing, because of the trauma of my childhood and how I associated extreme wealth with extreme dysfunction, I made a subconscious decision in my little 8-year-old mind that said I didn't want to have any money. And do you know that that manifested in my life? I found myself, after having graduated from college with degrees, I found myself in a 1-bedroom apartment eating on a ramen box. That's top ramen, if you don't know how to say that in Korean. On a top ramen box. That was my table, my only furniture. You see, I was living out the fruit of the thoughts that I held about money. Well, with some good coaching and some renewing of my mind, I was able to break out of that and completely change and go on to earn millions of dollars. And that's why I'm so passionate of sharing this story. You see, it affects not only your finances, but it affects your health. That's why I do the series God, Health, and Me. Because the thoughts that we hold on to affect us both internally and with what we manifest in our life. This is some powerful, powerful stuff. You know, it's so powerful what I'm talking about that actually whole new branches of science have come out. One of them is called psychoneuroimmunology. Now there's a mouthful, psychoneuroimmunology. Basically, it's talking about the mind-body connection. So not only does this affect your finances, like I just shared with you, but it affects all the way down to the core of your DNA. It affects the shape of your body, whether you're holding on to weight or not. It affects where you will manifest dis-ease. You see, here's what we know with the thoughts and the predominant thoughts that we hold on to. We now know that each thought, now this sounds like I'm getting way out there, each thought has a vibration. Yes, this is scientific and it can be measured. In other words, it has a wavelength. And if it is a high frequency thought, the waves come very close together. We now know from physiology, from applied kinesiology, we now know that the high frequency thoughts actually strengthen the body. We can test this, we can demonstrate it. In fact, in my live events and workshops, I actually demonstrate this and people are just amazed. And so the high frequency thoughts that you hold on to strengthen you. On the contrary, the low frequency thoughts that you hold on to, let me tell you the lowest. The lowest registers at a frequency of 20, and that is shame. Do you know when I hear parents talking to their kids and they say what maybe you grew up with, I know I grew up with, and they say, shame on you. They have no idea what they're really saying. Do you know that shame is the lowest frequency and the most weakening? If you spend a lot of time that your predominant emotional thought is shame, you will find yourself in dis-ease. So again, I began this video by talking about being transformed by the renewing of your mind. Remember I said you have tools that you may be using and you may be just kind of allowing them to use you. Do you run your thoughts or do your thoughts run you? If I had you just think right now over the last 30 minutes or the last 24 hours or the last week or the last month or the last year? Let me ask you, what has been your predominant thought pattern? What thoughts are you holding onto habitually? Are they thoughts that are high frequency or low frequency? Over the next 2 videos, I'm going to share with you 2 more tools in your toolbox and how those 3 fit together so you have the complete package to produce total transformation in your life. So thank you for joining me on this video, and join me on video 2. See you then.